welcome back to Kids Eat Toast Sometimes.
Sometimes. I like that.
Sometimes, yeah.
For our deaf listeners. that does just objectively makes no sense, but it's exciting. We're back. I am Haggard.
Haggard?
Not Hagrid. Someone's called me Hagrid before, and it's a tough one to take.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a big boy. And
Harry as well.
You're a wizard, Harry. That's top 10 worst Hagrid impersonations of all time. But how are you doing, Chloë? Has anyone ever called you Hagrid?
On a bad hair day, yes, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought more Hermione for you.
Hermione. No, I haven't got Hermione. I have actually got Hagrid before. It was a rough hair day. But it doesn't really knock my confidence. How are you doing?
I'm fine, despite being haggard.
I don't know, you're looking pretty good, pretty
Shaved up.
clean-shaven. Yeah.
I'm also in my Liverpool top that I got 10 years ago. I finally have come out the closets because it's a good time too. When Liverpool were doing so well, Champions League, Premier League, that sort of stuff. A lot of people came out the woodwork. I'm committing to hipster trends. We'll support them when they're doing terribly.
Didn't like last week you said you support Manchester United?
No, I definitely. There's something.
No.
There's something horrible about me that makes me watch. What is it called? Mark Goldbridge. I don't know what is the United stand.
Yeah.
There's something. I just love hearing him complain about United.
I think that's why I think that you like it.
Yeah,
because
no,
all I just hear is him going, "Oh, what shit!" What's your best Mark Goldbridge impression?
I don't have one. No, you see, I really don't have one. But yeah,
absolute dog bollocks! I can't believe it. That's really bad.
That was more of like a Jason Statham. It was a terrible one. But I'm haggard because of the weekend.
Oh.
The weekend's supposed to be for racks, big old boobies in your nose. It's supposed to be for relax and
put yourself together.
What is it? It's supposed to be for...
The weekend is meant to be for relaxing.
And relaxation.
Relaxation.
Rest and relaxation.
I got none of.
No, we worked at the Sevens. Then I was at the Sevens. Mm-hmm. Then we had lots of social commitments. I felt like the Queen dead thing. That was more of a double entendre because of the social commitments, because the Queen had a lot of social commitments. But we'll chat a bit about her. Not too much.
Nah. Yeah, no. I mean, of course, rest in peace. It's very sad whenever someone dies. But I don't like getting super wrapped up in the monarchy. I'll be honest. Just kidding. I love it.
I was like, who is your personality? Don't steal my takes for the show.
Yeah, no, that's Sam.
Chloë,
Sam's like, I don't care. And I'm like, oh my goodness, did you know?
It's not that I don't care. Well, actually, no, it is that I don't care. But it's when everyone, the Queen died. And again, it's an old person who's died. And yeah, it is sad because the Queen represented a lot of things for different people. She was like a symbol. For a lot of people, she was like their gran. It was like Father Christmas. If you heard Father Christmas died, you'd be deeply upset.
I'd also be concerned if he's still alive.
Chloë, what? Father Christmas is alive. He's perpetually alive.
Old. Yeah, that's
true. He's a symbol for life.
True.
And so that's the Queen. And I think it also makes everyone else's family feel that much more fragile and mortal.
Very insightful.
Yes.
Wow, some truth bombs there on the podcast.
Who is this person? But yeah, so I think I get that. Whether that means you support the monarchy or not is a different thing. And it's also like all these things. You can have multiple opinions about it. It can be sad that someone died. They can also be linked to atrocities and colonialism. It's very complex. It's not just one person is this and another person's that. But how did we get onto the subject of the Queen? I
think you were just saying you had a tiring weekend. It was just a lot.
I felt like the Queen because I had to make lots of social commitments and I felt like a dead thing. But yeah, the circus around it and the Meghan Markle stuff, you might as well watch the Kardashians. That's my opinion. It's like it's the same shit with different characters.
Yeah, British Kardashians.
Yeah, and that's disgusting. But anyway,
I've
R.I.P. Lizzie.
True, R.I.P. I've seen a lot of articles that go, the Queen's dead. What now?
Yeah.
They all like, what's going to happen now? I'm like, guys, it's pretty simple. Charles is going to become the king. Hopefully he'll do such a bad job that then the monarchy will collapse. And then that'll be the end of the story.
Yeah, that's not how things are. It's not a meritocracy, so it doesn't matter if he does a good or bad job. That's why people don't like the monarchy, because where were you born? Okay, you're in. So that's it. That's the show. Thanks for coming.
I used to be really concerned when I was younger about the royals having blue blood. And I was like...
That's the NYPD.
I was like, guys, we really need to investigate them because these people sound like aliens.
Yeah, it is.
My blood is red. Don't know about everyone else, but...
What do you mean your blood is red?
They have blue blood.
Oh, is that the same?
Yes.
Or is that,
yes, yeah. It's like
like I said, I know nothing about the royals.
If you're royal, your blood is blue.
If you go to sex, your blood is blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See.
But anyway, the Sevens was very exciting. It's still one of the best events I think South Africa has. I hated it because we worked at it, but we love the video.
I didn't even get to watch. I just stood outside and then went home.
No, that's what happens when you don't get a ticket. Funny how life works. Chloë, what? I came. I arrived.
I smelled so nicely. Why didn't they let me inside?
Yeah, but no, the events is awesome. I think just working in general sucks.
Working on a weekend like usual.
Yeah,
Woo!
but no.
But it was. I did find it fun, like in the end, and I'm sure the video is out now. When this comes out, or it'll be out soon. You guys must keep an eye.
I don't know when it comes out. We don't have control of releasing that. But yeah, it was quite fun. We spoke to some South Africans. I was amazed at the generosity of South Africans. That's where you must go. That whole take this money for yourself or double it and give it to the next person. And a shit ton of people doubled it and gave it to the next person. So check that video out. It's quite funny. Of course it's funny. It was just taxing. That's all I'm saying. The fly come at me. And yeah, so it was good. We had fun. The Sevens was a great disappointment, though, in terms of the Blitzbox. Like, how did we? What did we come? 7th? We're playing for 7th or 8th, and Fiji won, which is cool because anyone but New Zealand. It was a tough one for them to swallow because all of New Zealand's players are Fijian, and vice versa. Yeah, that seemed like.
What?
Do you want to take us through that laugh? Because
I just thought it's ironic. That's why I was laughing.
Would you say that was a real laugh?
Yes.
Genuinely?
Yes.
Like if you were at the gates between heaven and hell and all you had to do was tell the truth, whether that laugh was genuine. See, that's a real laugh.
Yes, it is genuine. Sam just says because I workshop a lot of different laughs, okay? I try out a lot of them.
Have you ever heard of something so maniacal in your life? Someone who workshops laughter. I've been working on a new one. And when I'm sad. No, it's crazy time.
I just got a wide portfolio of laughs.
Okay, that's fair.
Fair enough, yeah. But also exciting is that we're back in the charts.
Ooh. Fact like we never left.
Kids eat toast sometimes. And we're number 2 in comedy interviews in South Africa. So thank you very much, especially to all of you who tuned in and watched the Evan Roos podcast.
All isn't.
That did much better than we even would have hoped. So yeah,
quite a lot of people
awesome.
watch that. So
and
that
if
was
you're new,
fun.
welcome.
Hi, nice to have you. No Evan Roos here, but stick around.
It's just us.
Yeah, so we're back on our bullshit, which means we do our KETS show once a week, which is this, where we give you updates on the news, some hot takes about cold things, and we chop it up. We zip it up and zap it out. So
what?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, and then we obviously do our guest interview now.
Yeah.
Which is also very exciting because we've got a couple of nice interviews. We've got the ball doctor come in, grab by the balls. He's great. Keegan Willis, TikTok sensation, lined up.
Yeah.
And then some other people who haven't replied to our emails, so we can't confirm them.
But they will soon.
My dad is also desperate to get on this podcast, and I think he's put in enough work. I think he showed over 60 odd years that he can do it. So we'll also have him on because he's very inspiring and funny, which is KETS. So Chloë, we must begin with the news. What do you got for us?
We must. Well, since we've been talking about the Sevens and rugby, have you seen all of this Elton Jantjies drama?
It's Elton Jantjies is exactly the person we thought he was. And we gave him all this rope and all these chances, and he's just a scabanga.
Yeah.
Can't say we awfully shooketh. But yeah, no, it was first the airplane.
Yes, yeah.
There was disciplinary issues before at the Lions. And now, all the cheating on his wife. And it's not just the cheating on his wife. And again, we'll chat about, them being in the limelight as Springboks and that sort of stuff. And Evan spends a lot of time speaking about that, being a Springbok and the responsibilities that come with it. But it was also the money that was owed and wasn't paid. It's just like you're supposed to be the best of our nation. And that is the pressure that comes with being a Springbok. And you clearly just ain't. Yeah. So it wasn't not a great weekend for the Yankees, and he's just obviously been sent home from the camp because that's very distracting. You're trying to prepare for
and
a rugby match, and you've got this circus.
They were saying that, so basically, if you guys don't know what happened, allegedly he cheated on his wife with the team's dietitian. And it's not against the rules, but it's obviously a distraction. So
obviously it's not. It's against God's rules. God doesn't like this. But Yankees has got over 110,000 followers on Instagram, and his bio is sportsman of loyalty, respect, and honor. Such a loyal sportsman, he had to fuck the dietitian. That is exactly how committed to the grind Elton Jantjies is. He gets down and dirty every week for the Springboks in a hotel.
It just sounds like a very bizarre porno.
Yeah, it's because when you don't play, you're going to get, if you're just mediocre / horrendous, you're going to have to find different things to do on the weekend because you're not playing. So you can't be caught up in that.
Yeah, I saw he posted, those like, I don't know, the sort of like men inspirational posts that are, they're like grind 24/7. They've got a picture of a guy in a suit. It's normally actually Peaky Blinders.
Or Peaky Blinders or Don Corleone.
Never give up kings, those sort of things. And he posted it and it says, I prefer to distance myself whenever I'm mad to calm my mind. Otherwise, I become the most heartless person you'll ever meet.
Oh no, the heartless cheater. Oh, come on, Elton.
You would have thought, yeah.
But Twitter was also tearing him up alive or eating him up alive because someone wrote, I was going to write a tweet about how men in the Springboks are chosen to represent our country and that we can do better. But actually, Elton Jantjies is a pretty accurate representation, hey? Short, angry, and wholly average. Holly. What is a weird word? Wholly.
Short, angry, and wholly average.
Wally.
Yo.
How did I trip over that one? But yeah, what a mess. This English degree is fucking useless. If you don't know what to do, don't go to university to be cool. Just become a plumber. That's serious advice right there.
I think it's, also like sportsmen, I think we sort of see, especially the Springboks, like they can do no wrong. They're like gods to us. And then when they do stuff that is, obviously cheating your wife's not good, but it's not something that no one does.
Yeah. We all know someone who's cheated on their wife.
Yeah. They're all...
Or been cheated on.
Yeah. Like they're all human. It's just in this like massive spotlight.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. It's like, why can't you?
Yeah, I can't believe
He's also a South African. He's also a person. Yeah.
Well, we can always just go back to Jacob Zuma. If you had a leader for so many years like Jacob Zuma, no wonder Elton Jantjies has been led astray because polygamy is in, baby. Yes, and it's funny because it's also like, how does the world view that? And someone said, Elton Jantjies, the only Springbok to get into trouble for scoring because this the dietitian's objectively very good looking.
Is she?
Yes. Have you not seen photos of her? No, she's very good looking. And there's
but that doesn't excuse it though. His wife as well. Beautiful.
Well, no, I don't think that would be truly flummoxing. If Jantjies was cheating with other ugly people, then you go, he's got a real mental problem. Now you just go, he's a man. They're not intelligent. We're not that clever. We don't have much foresight. We don't think about things a lot.
I don't like this.
Where it's going. But
I'm just a caveman with caveman instincts. I can't control myself.
But yeah, she's the South African, which is quite a fun publication. You should just read everything as satire and it becomes even more fun. But they wrote like who is Elton Jantjies' mistress? And they did a 5-point thing, like a PowerPoint. And the one like, she is a dietitian. Zenat is a dietitian. Number 2, she lives in Cape Town. Number 3, according to her LinkedIn account, she has a bachelor's degree in I thought dietetics. No, she doesn't. Dietetics?
Dietetics, yeah.
That sounds a funny word. From Stellenbosch. Zenat is bilingual. According to Zenat's LinkedIn account, she speaks both English. This is not an article. You just went onto her LinkedIn account.
Forward us to her LinkedIn. Maybe we'll find out more.
No, it is...
I also just think it's like so bizarre that someone is now like hoisted into the limelight for having an affair with someone that she's coaching.
It's like it's never happened before in history as well. Old Monica Lewinsky.
That's literally Elton.
Well. Hope she's well, old Money. But yeah, no, he's been in the news for all the wrong reasons. When we made that flight video, you're like, how can you tell Elton Jantjies he's a springman? Look at you now, huh? What are you going to say?
Oh yeah, people were really
People were
upset when we
defending
talked
him. I was
about
like,
that.
this guy is clearly a piece of shit.
But again, I think you can still be a good sports player and be a bad person.
Yeah, of course.
People think that the two are...
There isn't a rule in rugby where just before you kick it, he says, hey, Elton, have you ever cheated on your wife? He's like, fuck, yes. Okay.
Get the fuck off.
Penalty for the All Blacks. It doesn't matter if you're a bad person. You know, I don't know what you're talking about, Chloe. Sports has nothing to do with ethics. Our multiple steroid busts would confirm that. On that note, I think we should all do steroids.
Really?
Or all be allowed to do steroids. Why not?
That's true.
Well, it's also not good for you, but we should be able to do it. Speaking of things that we should all be able to do, we should all be able to have electricity. Isn't that in the Constitution or something?
Yes.
With water and, you know, the pursuit of happiness. Why am I mixing America and South Africa up? I like that.
I think it's maybe Kid Cudi.
And what I like is that I saw a video that said we shouldn't be concerned with the pursuit of happiness. We should be chasing the happiness of pursuit, which in itself is fantastic.
Wow.
Wow. Whammy. It's right. Because, you know, how can you chase happiness? That makes no sense. You don't, if it's hard to measure. It's pretty abstract. We don't know what it is. When we are happy, we don't know that we're happy. It's only when we look back at that moment that we knew we were happy. So don't chase happiness. Chase the happiness of pursuit.
Wow. It's that sort of, enjoy the ride, not just the destination.
Yes.
But
electricity and load shedding, because it's back. And South Africa just feels like we're a TV show, and like every new season we just start again with the same stuff. Because I thought we beat it, and apparently it's going to be now worse than ever.
They always say that though. They always say,
then it always is worse. What do you mean? It's not like, and everyone has a job now. They said it was going to be bad in South Africa. Wow. It's really good.
It's real bad. Although also, like, I just love that sort of moment, especially if you're like with a group of people and load shedding's meant to be coming up and you're like, okay, guys, and it's normally like, let's say it's like 8 and it's like 5 minutes past and it's like, maybe load shedding isn't going to happen. Hey? And then everyone's like, yeah, no, I think it's not going to happen. And then when this actually happened, my dad was like, no, they've cancelled it. Everyone's like, whoa! And then the lights get switched off. And we were all just like, why do that to us? It's just this roller coaster of thinking like, are the lights going to stay on? Are they going to get switched off?
It was a roller coaster of storytelling. But no, Eskom also has like the most white senior people working for it that I've ever come across, because the COO...
De Ruyter.
No, not even him. Not Jenny. Oberholzer said by the weekend, Eskom had taken drastic steps to replace diesel. It was a disastrous week for generation. We had 42 units tripping during the week. 37 have returned. I like it always like they've just gone away for the weekend. Fuck. Hopefully they'll be back. We love you. We miss you. Come home. Stop rebelling. Yeah. So no, it's Eskom's push is the only thing that works regarding Eskom and electricity, and it's definitely got nothing to do with Eskom.
Have you ever used the community tab on Eskom Push?
No.
Apparently it's like the streets. Like people will respond. Like obviously people use it for like, the electricity's out. But then apparently some people will like try and pick other people up in the area. They use it like a Tinder. The electricity's out. Want to come over to mine? I got extra candles. It'll be fun, I promise. Hey, I've got what do you call it? A converter. We can Netflix and chill still.
Dildo. A vibrator is what they call.
No.
That's the easiest way.
It keeps your Wi-Fi going.
Yeah. But speaking of massive dildos, Oscar Pistorius back in the news for taking...
No. What kind of segue is that? Speaking of massive dildos.
Yeah. He's a dildo. What? You think he's a great guy? Handsome man? The legless warrior of South Africa? What do you want him to be teed up? A murdering piece of shit? How about that, Chloe? Does that work for you?
What about him? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Well, Oscar Pistorius is taking the parole board to court for not granting him a hearing, which is interesting.
I don't think I've ever heard of that happening. Someone taking the parole board to court for not granting them parole.
I'm sure it happens quite regularly.
Yeah. We
just don't hang outside of courthouses.
It's happened again.
They go, this is the first time this has ever happened in South Africa.
Monumental, really.
No, but what is also going on there?
I just think that that's insane. I think his argument is that, so obviously a lot of people, they'll spend time in prison before their trial, and then that's counted towards years served. So let's say he was, I don't know how many years he was sentenced to, but I think it was 13 minimum, and that should be over in like 2026. But yeah, something like that. But he's already served it, whatever. And he thinks that he should be granted parole now, basically. He's like, I've already served those years.
Would you let him out?
No, absolutely not. I don't know why he wants to come out. Can you imagine him trying to go to like Tiger's Milk? They would people all hate him.
Chloë can't work out why Oscar Pistorius wouldn't want to be in jail.
I honestly think it's probably better for him in jail.
Did you not go to a jail tour or anything when you were younger?
I'd be so scared to come out of prison after being that shit of a human being.
Yeah, rather just get constantly abused in prison. That'll make you feel better. Oh, Chloë, are you actually nuts? Who the fuck would want to stay in prison? I would just stay at home. This is staying at home.
Do you know what he said? He said that, well, actually, this was his prison counselor, whatever.
He's social worker.
Sure, yeah. And she said that he needs to be released so that he can process the grief that he has inflicted onto River Steenkamp's family. But he can only do that outside of prison. My God.
Fair enough. You need a tranquil place.
There's some reflection in there.
No. Yeah, I would do anything to get... It's still absolutely my number one fear, bar drowning or dying a horrific death, going to prison. Fuck
in South Africa.
I'm not... Anywhere in the world, I'm not doing it. Everyone thinks, South Africa... Anywhere in the world. Fuck that, except Norway, where they treat you like you're better than the normal people. You know, you get to do anything in Norway if you go to prison. You shot a school up here. Well, how about you go and study for 15 years? We'll pay you, feed you, and house you. That sounds wonderful. Thank you. So, Norway be wild.
Do you know what I've seen? I think it is in Norway recently, is that they're going to start banning ads that advertise meat products. How crazy is that? It's like the same as alcohol or cigarettes. You know,
because meat is so bad for the environment and stuff.
Crazy,
show me the research. Show me the research.
There's lots of research.
That meat is bad for you.
For the environment. Producing meat, it creates a lot of methane.
Everything's bad for the environment. The environment's such a pussy. The environment doesn't take well to anything. Have you ever heard the environment be like, hey, thanks, human beings? No, it just fucks us. So I got no time for the environment, personally speaking. Reduce, reuse, and take a load of those middle fingers if you're listening. If you're watching, yeah, I do have quite small hands.
Suey. Do we have anything else to talk about locally?
Well, were we done with Oscar?
We're done with Big Dildo, yeah.
Yeah, with the old the big D. I don't know. I feel like people are so forgiving and South Africans are so bizarre that if he won a medal at something, we'd be like, he's fine. He's good. I don't know. That's how
Do you think he could return to the Paralympics, if he was free?
No, I think he can do the jail version of Olympics.
What's that?
The longest yard. He could be involved in that sort of movie where he plays sports in the garden. No, he can't. Yeah. There's no way back.
Yeah.
And rightly, well, no, rightly so.
Yeah.
You murder someone. Can't believe it. If it isn't the consequences of my actions.
Yeah.
What are they doing here? Hate it when that happens. But that's what we have to do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Speaking of prison or safety as well, I've seen that Uber South Africa is now following in the footsteps of the USA and then also North America, where they're now introducing, get this, audio that drivers and passengers can record on their phones during a trip.
This just sounds like podcast competition. I vote against it. What is it? What
Uber South Africa in the charts for comedy interviews.
This would be funny. It's like, hey, you're from Zimbabwe? Yes. What's your favorite part of Zimbabwe? I've had a million of those conversations.
No, Sam asks the craziest questions in Ubers, and I would love to have recordings of those and just create like a compilation. Like the other day, we get into an Uber and Sam goes, haha, you're going to kidnap us. And the Uber driver's just like, he's like, what did he say? He's like, what? I'm not part of that party.
I'm not in that party.
We were like, huh?
I think we've also spoken about that on the show.
Yeah.
No, it was...
No, it'd be quite funny to hear our conversations recorded, but I do think it's a good measure.
Yeah. I don't lie in Ubers anymore. I used to, for fun. It was a great sport. Now I lie in the sauna. The sauna at the gym I go to, they always, because it's a Solani gym, all these movers, shakers, and I just lie through my teeth. They'll be like, what are you involved in? So I'm like, the stock exchange. Oh, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I win it every day. So I can go here with you guys. I'll just make up nonsense. I'll be like, how diverse is your portfolio? Show me your dick. That's what I like.
It's already out.
Yeah, no, that's what I like about the sauna. These dicks are tucked away. Everyone kind of knows. Yeah,
That's good. Although it'd probably be quite hot if they were out. Surely, don't the benches get quite hot?
You have to sit on something. But I'm saying people would sit naked on a towel, but now people remain clothed. Again, it's nice to see people clothed.
I must also say, oh my goodness. So I have a terrible sense of direction. Like, it is shocking. And so I'm also at the gym in the changing room and I'm completely naked, except for this towel, which is also tiny. Like the towel is tiny, like my bum is like falling out. So I walk out and basically you walk past the showers, then the bathrooms, and then you're out into like the main floor, like where just everyone is, right? So I forget that it goes showers, bathrooms, exit. And so I walk right past the showers. And then I'm like now on the main floor and this woman looks at me, I get this like skiff and I'm like, what? Why are you looking at me like that? And then I realize I'm standing like on the floor, half naked, like looking for the shower. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I ran back inside, my towels was falling off. I don't know, it's just fun.
The wild adventures never stop with Chloe. With a sense of direction like that, how could you not be having the best time?
No, very embarrassing. That's just like, but what I also, in more local news, I also saw that a grade 10 learner at Northbury Park Secondary School, he basically got his phone confiscated by the principal, right? And you think like maybe normally you get a bit upset, whatever. He burnt this teacher's car. He came to school the next day and he burnt this teacher's car.
Fair enough. You get the withdrawal from the cell phone, all your friends, all the WhatsApps, all the booties on it, Instagram and TikTok, and you lose the plot and you burn a person's car down. Ooh, that's a bit much.
I think
this guy's definitely a maths lit student. I don't think we have to go out on a limb there. We know who the...
Are you going to say this guy's definitely a serial killer? You said maths lit
maths lit serial killers. No, they wouldn't be able to work out the murders.
Samuel, no.
It's true.
Maths lit is just a different form of real maths, guys. It's okay.
You never want to be doing just a different form of anything. You want to be doing the real stuff.
Yeah.
Even if you do it poorly. No, shout out to all the people doing maths lit. Shout out.
Shout out. Not for me though.
Shout out. I hope it works out in the end. I should have done maths lit. It would have made me a lot happier.
Fair. I love hearing people who did maths lit right at school, and then they go, I think I'm another at university. I think I want to like change streams and like maybe become a doctor. And then you like, you definitely have to retake maths.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Well, I had a friend and he's like, I just think I should become a doctor. I was like, mate, you have an English honors degree like me. If you could do it, but that's at least 20 years away because you'd have to go through school again.
Go back to high school, yeah, essentially.
And then 10 years to become a doctor. But anyway, it's a real mess. So is xenophobia. We hopped out at the sevens and there were these two car guards fighting and this guy was like, fuck off, go back to your country. And it's like very hectic and all that sort of stuff. So I did what I always do in a fight. I ran. No, I mean, what must I do now? Fight these people? Everyone's like, why didn't you do anything? I don't see other people doing anything either. No, come on, people. Let's be realistic. But it does bring up this very like topical talking point in South Africa regarding foreigners and this perception that all foreigners are here to create crime and are involved in crime, which is of course nonsense. It's just not true. Naturally, you have foreigners that are involved in crime, just like
locals.
Yeah, just like locals.
And just like Springboks.
So Becky Cele, the Minister of Police, he came out and with figures that indicated that only 18,000 of 544,000 inmates in South Africa were immigrants, which I think is about 3%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. So it's not a crazy disparity or very high or anything like that. And Becky went on to say that foreign nationals are not a problem, it's South Africans. They are the ones in prison in large numbers, which means they do the things they're not supposed to do. So that's terrifying in terms of just prison numbers. But also, like, you know, when you look at the data, it's like, come on, but we get also these things. Xenophobia is not rational. It's very emotional and based on various socio-economic issues and problems with the country. So again, it's not just a simple thing, but to think that all people are, all you know, people from Nigeria or drug lords or, you know, scam artists is obviously completely false.
Yeah. Although I think we chatted about the Zimbabwean exemption permit. And it's very interesting that is now coming to an end after like a decade or so. And I think it does sort of go to show how the government is sort of maybe leaning more towards siding with these xenophobic or like very nationalist sentiments.
Well, it's not just in South Africa. All around the world, there's a more sort of tribalist nation state. England for the English. Funny after you rape and pillaged half the world. But anyway.
Actually, we just want to be alone, guys.
Yeah, leave us alone.
Leave us alone, okay? We don't want any more.
Oh, the English. What a contradiction they are. But anyway, some good news. You don't often hear good news in South Africa, which is nonsense. You hear lots of good news on KETS. And that's how we like to keep it. Light and fluffy, like freshly washed pubes.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't enjoy that one.
Not for all. But unemployment has fallen by 0.62%, which is still just more than, you know, just less than 1%.
Yeah.
Which isn't, you know, what you're hoping for. But it does mean...
We're trying to make this good.
Yes, it does mean, though, that nearly 650,000 jobs have been earned in Q2, which is fantastic. Sounds a bit like a Ferrari in qualifying. But you think about it, 650,000 people now have jobs that didn't.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. So it's woohoo, woohoo,
Yay, South
and
Africa.
wave your flag, and then it comes back. And whoa, the World Cup was a good time.
And the electricity goes off. Whoa.
Yeah, no, we don't need it. What do we need electricity for? But it's been good. It has been goo-hoo-hooed.
See.
Well, better. I think the warmer months are coming, which usually means, you know, festive. December in and of itself is quite average, but leading up to it and the first taste of December is delicious.
December for me is amazing.
No, of course, but I'm saying it's like it's overrated.
Oh, okay.
It's a hell of a good time, but it's like a bit like Christmas. The idea and the lead up to it is more exciting than the actual.
Bit anticlimactic.
It's still awesome, but it's more, you know, looking forward to December is better than having had a December, I find.
Enjoying the pursuit of happiness. See.
The happiness of pursuit. Oh, well. But anyway, what's some international news we've got? Because we've got all the international news, always international flavor.
Well, we can take it to New York. And in New York, they've declared a national state of emergency against polio, which is
polio. It's corn.
Polio is polio. No, polio is actually very hectic. It's a virus, and it can cause you to become paralyzed. Yeah.
Paralympic numbers. Stonking. No, that's terrible. But I thought we had eradicated polio.
Yes, but I also think with the rise of anti-vaxxers and that sort of sentiment, I'm not even joking, seriously.
People haven't been vaccinated against it.
So polio is quite, I was going to say polio is quite cool. No. But in terms of the vaccination process, you can get one when you're born and sort of be good. And get it maybe like a booster when you're an adult, but it's not something you have to go back every year for.
Okay.
And that's what sort of keeps the numbers down. But I think it's become an issue that people are like, I don't want to vaccinate my child. And now there has been not a big polio outbreak, but a little polio outbreak. That's definitely it's a big cause.
Yeah,
of
if a state of emergency is declared, there's an emergency.
No, I mean, imagine something like this spreading like COVID. And you don't just lose your sense of smell, you become paralyzed.
Yeah, that is not cool. So, can I get polio?
Have you been vaccinated?
I'm sure I have.
I've been vaccinated, yeah.
No, okay, no, but I thought maybe it's a new strain or something. That's why people are freaking out.
I mean, I'm no doctor, but...
Not a doctor. Yeah, okay, well, that's fair enough. Yeah. There's also bridges are crumbling in the DRC. That was probably...
We can only laugh because no one was hurt.
Yes, no, of course. 10 dead and 3 left wounded.
What
as they
shit
think,
architects?
how will they walk again? Yeah, no, but I can't believe it happens while they're cutting the ribbon. Because you always hear of these like bad governments and these projects that come, they cut the ribbon and it's fine and they leave. Yeah. And then it's in 3 or 4 days it collapses, or the next year after the big celebration. But it collapsed while they were there. What a calamity.
I genuinely think that ribbon was like integral to the structure of the bridge, because as they cut it, literally like the 2 pillars that the ribbon was tied around like fall apart, and then this bridge just like collapses in 2, and these like dignitaries, which are, I love that word, that are all in their suits and whatever, like are like falling around, and the actual public, like everyone's laughing as well. Like they were like, wow.
Well, it's just a deal. I think that's kind of like, that just sums up Africa. Like we're well aware of our problems, and then when the problems present themselves, we just laugh at them. Because what else to do?
I also just feel like skimping on like structural foundations.
Yeah.
Probably not a great idea.
No, not at all. Oh boy.
You can skimp on some other things, but like the
skimpy bikinis, awesome.
Love that. Big fan of that. But bridges, no.
No. Can't really cut corners there.
Big no.
Because if you're cutting ribbons and they're falling over, probably what was the structural integrity? Don't they always say that?
0.
Yeah, 0.
You find out.
How much integrity did the structure have? Well, he's got weird views on abortion, so.
It's a funny video. I think people were also questioning the validity of the video because it was just so comically genius. Like it's literally out of a cartoon. Like you're there cutting ribbon ceremony, this bridge falls apart.
No,
and everyone's tumbling over it. It literally looked staged.
It is staged. And speaking of the stage and politics, the Sri Lankan president who resigned via email is back. Yeah, he deleted the email and he's ready to get to work again. But what was that about? You told me about it.
Yeah, so I think he was on a temporary visa. Because remember, he left, he resigned when he was like in Singapore, and then he was staying in Thailand. We tried to go to the States, and they were like, no, you're not coming here. So I think he's been in Thailand, but obviously he doesn't have citizenship there. So I think he's had to come back. But obviously, I mean, he's been away for like 5 months now, or I don't know.
There's a monsoon somewhere, isn't there? And that's why you watch KETS for hard-hitting, informative news that you'll never, ever be left out at dinner party conversations. You lead with that. There's a monsoon somewhere, guys. They'll immediately know you're intelligent.
That's sort of like, I just say stuff, and it drives Sam crazy sometimes, because I'll just say stuff with complete confidence.
Oh no, this is one of my least favorite things about Chloë.
Like
she just lies.
I'm like, no, like, there was a monsoon somewhere and like 10 people were killed, and people would be like, okay, where was it? I'm like, somewhere. Definitely happened though.
Oh no, that's not what makes me angry about Chloë. You just made that up. That's what makes me angry about Chloë. Just makes up things. Just lies on the
have, like,
podcast.
wild theories.
24/7. Just lies on the podcast. No, my word. But we've got a question of the week. A couple of people sent in more questions that they wanted us to deal with. And 2 people sent in a similar thing, asking about the relationships they were in and what was going on in them. I don't know why people think that we'd help with that. But anyway, it got us thinking about the situationship and hookup culture, because it's post-COVID. Yeah. And now it's like the roaring 20s again. I wouldn't know. Would love to be out there.
Hey? Elton, maybe you could tell us a bit about that.
Who?
Ooh, Elton.
Oh, Elton.
Not Elton John.
I literally thought about Elton John. I was like, what? How would he know? But he would, because he's always got his finger on the culture. Mm-hmm. He's very good like that.
Yeah, very good like that. I don't know. I've never been in a situationship.
What is a situationship by definition? 2 heartbroken people coming together. They don't really want to commit. They like each other enough to sleep with each other quite often. They help deal with each other's crippling loneliness, but they don't love each other enough or like each other enough to be in a committed relationship, a situationship.
Wow. I mean, spot on.
Yeah.
I don't know about being heartbroken. I feel like it's just like 2 people who can't commit to each other, who don't want to commit to each other.
Because of their past traumas.
Maybe.
I think your last relationship always influences your next one pretty heavily.
What has been your longest situationship? How long are situationships? Like, can you imagine having a situationship for 2 years?
I don't know. I cop out and say I was abusing alcohol, so that wasn't the real me. During that time, it wasn't.
That was toxic, Sam.
It was. I think with the situationship, they're also on and off, so it's quite hard to say what the exact timeline is.
Blurred lines.
Chloe, that is a song that advocates, or not advocates, but makes light of, serious situations.
True. Also, Selena Gomez.
So that's what I don't like about Chloe. She literally the other day called me out because I was singing that song. I didn't even think about it. You're just singing the song. And she's like, excuse me, did you know that perpetuates? And now on the podcast in front of all these people, blurred lines, singing away by herself.
Do you know what is
it's
also on
hypocrisy for me?
Fair enough. Call me out. Similar to that is Selena Gomez's "Can't Keep My Hands to Myself." Same energy.
But it is different for men and women.
But why would I want to?
We've discussed it's different. So
See.
That was her and the Biebs as well. Bieber's tour cancelled because he's, I don't know, what, a sore throat or something.
No.
Or because of this one, the droopy.
I've seen it. It actually looks really hectic.
You saw Justin Bieber?
Yeah, I did.
I've seen it. I know that. I know what's really going on.
He posted a video of it where he's like...
Shame.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Again, I hope he gets better, but it's also hard to find, lots of sympathy for people living their best lives. And we implore you to live your best life. Because why? You've got to feel something. I think that's a Conor McGregor quote. You got to feel something. So why not feel amazing? Wow.
You gotta do something.
You gotta do something. Exactly. Chloe, do you have overrated, underrated for me before we fly?
Before we wrap up.
What? Oh, wrap up.
Wrap up.
Oh, so do you have any Sam?
This is Sam's retainer talk. Wrap up. I don't know why it becomes a baby voice as well.
What else you got? Come on, give people, literally 10 people message the account about
saying they love your...
They want more retainer talk from Chloe.
This morning, I was tickling Sam's feet. He goes, stop, don't tickle my feet. Stop, it's so ticklish.
That retainer impersonation makes me laugh.
It's also completely wrong. Like, we know my sort of impressions, but anyways.
No, I think it's funny. I think it's your best impression.
I think it's so funny. It's just, it never fails to make Sam laugh. It's really sweet. Righto.
So what is overrated, underrated this week?
Okay. Overrated or underrated, doing the 7 sober.
Very overrated. I did the 7 sober. It was also because I was at work, but overrated. It's more. Everything's more fun when you're drunk. True story.
All right. Overrated or underrated, being bilingual?
That's definitely, who overrates that? He was like, oh, I only like speaking one language because it like helps me more. What the fuck? No, I wish I could speak more languages. It's definitely been underrated being bilingual. Elton Jantjies loves it that the dietitian can speak to him in multiple languages.
Hello, my book.
Hello, Bokkie.
Hello, my scatty. Overrated or underrated, Uber's new audio recording feature?
Overrated. I feel it's going to come for us in the podcast industry. We're just hanging in as it is. We can't take any more big hits. So Uber, you can fuck off.
Okay. Overrated or underrated, Prince Charles?
Which one is that one? The new one. The king.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, King Charles.
King Charles. Underrated. He's going to be the new Andrew Tate. But the inspiration for men, but hopefully less toxic. No, I cannot rate him. Was he friends with Jeffrey Epstein? Which one was friends with Epstein?
No, that was Prince Andrew.
Oh, that was the guy who looked like Peter Pettigrew. Yeah, I don't know anything about King Charles. It does sound cool to have a king. The Queen was awesome in terms of it sounding cool. Queen Elizabeth. But King Charles, that sounds cool. King Samuel. Yo, put King in front of any. King Chloë.
That sounds so much better. I think it should be King Kester. Your second name.
King Kester, the court jester. No, that would be weird. Anything else, or was that the last one?
No, I've got one more. Actually, I saw the word polio. I was about to ask polio overrated or underrated. No.
No, sir.
Definitely not. Overrated or underrated, architects?
The architects are definitely underrated. So, I mean,
very important, especially when it comes to building bridges in the DRC.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's too much of a controversial opinion. Okay, we've got a friend who's my age, but now back in first year, studying to become an architect. Don't cut corners. We love you. We'd love to see you sometime. We know you just have nervous breakdowns and late nights, but hang in there. Hang in there.
Be real.
But that's it. I think that is the show for today. The poor Apple Watch just took a knock there.
It did.
I hope it's all right. But thank you so much for joining us. It is another busy week of KETS. Thank you for watching and interacting with all of our stuff. It's also free, so thank us. No, come on. We're just teasing. We've got another jam-packed sort of offering this week. Guests, different content. Again, all on Instagram, all on TikTok, all on YouTube.
And check out Spot Money's social media, because that's where our 7 stuff will be.
Yeah, but we'll also we'll link some of that when we release it. But yeah,
thanks for joining me. This was fun.
It was lovely. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.